Hey there, it's Fresh Mark Sense with another fresh review. Today I'll be reviewing Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense and just comparing it with some of the other flankers that are out there, the Prada Le Homme Intense and the original Prada Amber Pour Homme. So when we get straight into it, the scent is more of oak moss, mossy green fragrance. It pretty much smells like moss to me. The more classic green soft notes, but it has some myrrh in it too as well. So the mixture of myrrh and green notes with patchouli leaves. It says it's got myrrh from Somalia, patchouli leaves, vanilla, and from Madagascar and bergamot. So on Fragrantica and other websites, maybe they have saffron noted. I don't particularly note the saffron in here, and I don't see that on the note breakdown over here, so I think that's quite misleading. But you do definitely get a oak moss, woody patchouli. It's quite a dry patchouli, and it has quite a musky, macho sort of deodorant kind. Not deodorant, but sort of old school 80s deodorant vibe, which is a little bit musky, quite um, almost like a wet, damp oak moss note, which is classical, it's deep, it's rich, but some people might find a little bit too mature and a little bit dusty, let's say, or musty, where it'd be humid and not really a bit too wet for some people. Some people like their woods more dry and fresh or spicy. This is definitely a more mellowed out wet oak moss note with the mossy notes, green mossy notes, almost some conifer like coriander almost mixing in there to give it a slightly spicy yet soft green leafy feel to it. Definitely a daytime scent. You can wear it at nighttime, but I feel it's a bit too dark and fresh. You can wear dark scents at nighttime, and it does give you sort of alluring, mysterious nature about it. But I don't think that this has the sweet, spicy nature or I just think it's quite dark but fresh, and I don't think it would lend itself to anything romantic because I don't see. I see people. I can imagine the romance of rose and woody notes, something sweet, something soft, something masculine at the same time. The contrast is there. But this doesn't really have a sweetness about it. So, although it's intense, I feel that it's actually nothing to do with the original Prada Amber Pour Homme. It's more of a mossy dark green. It's more for, I would say that this is more of a metro unisex fragrance, and this is more of a masculine, tough guy sort of fragrance. So almost, it has a sort of if your skin was already quite animalic and leathery, maybe I don't know what kind of testosterone count that requires, but if you had that sort of animalic leathery tinge about your original musky smell and added this woody conifer, coriander, oak moss scent to it, that would be quite nice. But I think this is more for a man's man, maybe. This is for a lady's man, something like that. This just has a much more clean white shirt, laundry vibe, and I can imagine someone who'd wear this would have a leather jacket and would sort of just frequent the bar. I don't know, just someone a little bit more rugged and heavy-handed would wear this, and someone with more elegance and a gentle touch would go for the Prada Amber Pour Homme original. But that's just me. I don't want to put fragrances in boxes, but you do have to characterize to sort of get a flavor for things and understand the appropriate time to wear it. I definitely say it's a casual daytime scent, and this would be more of a formal daytime scent. So, ladies' man and hard nut, whatever, well hard. But it's different from Prada Le Homme Intense. This is leathery, sweet. It also has a laundry fresh kind of clean, soapy vibe about it. So it has a clean, soapy vibe about it. And I think that this is the intense version of Amber Pour Homme. Because Amber Pour Homme, it has some sweetness with the geranium, and it goes into a light, fresh, soapy, musky. I believe it has some neroli in as well, but it's a very light, clean, fresh floral that I recommend you to try it, because if you haven't had it in your collection before, this is actually a classic for daytime formal wear. It will never let you down. Daytime formal wear, perfect. Check it out. And this is the more intense version because it has the sweetness of the tonka bean, has some leather, has iris in the middle. And when you mix that with, they have a certain spicy, leathery base with this. When you mix that all together, this gives off a almost like a leathery version of Bad Boy, Eau de Toilette. No, Eau de Toilette is that one has cacao, pink pepper, white pepper, I think even black pepper as well, some sage in the middle, uh, amber, and it has some tonka bean, I believe, as well. It's quite sweet, citrusy, and a little bit peppery, whereas this has a little bit more depth to it in terms of it has a soapy note, which sometimes it's a big contrast in itself with the perfume. This has a spicy, leathery side, and it has a clean, fresh, slightly soapy side to it. So this almost has, you could say the best of both worlds, but that's really your take on how much you enjoy the scent. So definitely check this one out in stores just to see what you like out of the range, because sometimes this is a little bit too light and they say it's a bit unisex, and I'd say this is definitely more wearable for a man. For who would be uncomfortable with that kind of thing. I'm comfortable wearing both, really. I don't really mind. Even if a fragrance was marketed for a female, I'd definitely check it out if it was unisex after that, if it was labeled after, and I'd feel like it could actually stretch the boundary. So you just wear whatever you feel comfortable with. So this is a conifer green oak moss kind of scent. This is for a more macho kind of person who enjoys the outdoors, bit of a thrill adventure. Um, the muskiness lends well to somebody who maybe was drinking, or this would cover a smoking smell as well. But it also has a very natural, refreshing, woody, and green characteristic about it. So definitely check out Amber Pour Homme Intense if you like natural smelling, mossy fragrances that has some character and a little bit depth to it. So check that out. Take care. Stay fresh.